have control over how many clients I can go see. I have control over, I can start things up, right? I can go see people. I can, I can have more control over a lot of these things that when I compare to some of my friends or some other moms, they just don't have that. And so, but at the end of the day, when it comes to like women's history, it's having, what's the contribution that you want to have overall, and having a choice of what that looks like, what that feels like, what's your work life, balance. And it's having the ability to pursue the things that you want to do, right? And having a joy in life about that. So, um, but yeah, definitely being an entrepreneur and having the control, and like I always tell my clients, we like to keep the ball in our court, right? When we're working through what we're working through. And a lot of people just don't have the ball in their court right now. And that feels really extra tough. It really does, the unknown. Whereas coming from a place of have the ball in my court, and I can turn things around. I don't have to wait for a quote unquote right opportunity to find me in the world of online everything. And that's I think the long game for anybody. Like 49% of the startups, like the long game is getting into that. I got the ball on my court now. I can make some things happen. What's the level of contribution I want to have? I have full control over that. And I think that's what a lot of people, not just women, are looking for, right? They're looking for that level of, I'm in control of this. I'm in control of this, and I don't feel so out of control. So that goes a long way for all people, but definitely goes a long way for women who often feel pulled in a lot of different directions to want to do a lot of different things. So,
Well, that's right. And I think, and I just heard the statistic today of 49%. So, it'd be interesting to dig into that number a little bit. But as we've said, I think one of the big challenges for women is that, especially when, they have families, is,
yes.
you they want to be mom, right? They want to be, it's not like they don't want to be, and again, I don't want to say it wrong, but they don't want to be known as the working mom. Like my career is, many women like, I want to be mom too. And I want to do that better than anything else.
Yeah.
And even though, the career is important, or the income that generates is important to my household, and so, but in today's world now, like you've said, with technology and now there's a way to say, okay, I can be mom, even maybe a stay-at-home mom, and start developing a side business because technology is going to allow me to do that, right? I don't have to be out there, getting up at, early in the morning and leaving out and, being at a location all day long. So there's ways to start doing that. Not, again, it's not easier, but it's still an opportunity that wasn't once there because technology now is, giving us that, whether again, it's, the sourdough bread analogy or, something else.